So recently, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet had a couple of new trailers come out, the first of which revealing one of Paldea's new gym leaders, the bright, colorful, and supercharged Iono, an electric-type specialist who's also a live streamer and influencer. The whole first trailer was basically 3.5 minutes of bright colors, big expressions, and teasing a brand new Pokemon, only to be left on a cliffhanger and to be told that we wouldn't actually see it until part 2. And the general reaction to Pokemon holding up a mirror to the Pokemon content creator community with this trailer was, I'm gonna say mixed, but come on, that little bit of clickbait was totally worth it to see Bellibolt in part 2, right? I mean, honestly, having this big, cute, walking Squishmallow be the ace for a live streamer Pokemon character is such a stroke of genius, and also, I mean, just look at this thing! They're so happy and squishy and friend-shaped, I just love them so much. Iono's obviously garnered a lot of attention the last few days, and everyone is talking about her, for better or worse, but it's probably all the same to her, especially when it comes to the views. I mean, after all, engagement is engagement, but just who is this gym leader with a supercharged personality? And why do I get the feeling like maybe we've already met her? See, the way that Iono presents herself, you know, with the super bright colors, the eccentric outfit, the exaggerated personality and expressions, all of it is reminiscent of something you'd see from VTubers. If you don't know, a VTuber, or virtual YouTuber, is a kind of content creator who uses a virtual avatar to represent themselves while they make online content for people's entertainment. It's a two-purpose method of being a creator. It allows them to present themselves as this eccentric, over-the-top, and idealized version of themselves with some sort of super creative personality and interesting character lore, while also, in most cases, letting them have a visual representation of themselves on the screen without actually having to put themselves on camera. And while I can't say that Iono is a VTuber avatar per se, since the gameplay trailer for Bellibolt showed her actually existing in the world for her presumed gym battle in the games, I do believe it's still the same principle, that being that the person we know as Iono is essentially a mask, a projection of the idealized self of whoever is actually behind this supercharged over-the-top streamer persona. Alright, honestly, I'm just gonna cut right to the chase here. I am convinced that Iono, Paldea's resident live streamer, influencer, and electric-type gym leader, is a character we've already been introduced to in previous trailers, none other than one of your own fellow Academy students, Penny. Alright, just hear me out. Like I said before, a lot of the people who use VTuber models do it to allow themselves to express big, over-the-top personalities that they might not have the space or the confidence to express in their real lives, which would be perfect for someone like the rather shy and reserved Penny, who could very well have dreams and aspirations of being a big-time content creator and a famous gym leader. And while obviously that's never been outright stated in anything we've been told about her, one of the things we do know about Penny for sure, direct from the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet website, is that Penny, for some unknown reason, hardly ever shows up at the Academy. Surely that's because Penny is working on her live stream and maintaining her public persona. Hell, Iono even makes it a point in both of her stream trailers to lament about how she wants so badly to go on a picnic with her Pokemon, but as a big-time content creator, she just doesn't have the time. There's also the connections in their visual designs. For starters, they both wear big hoodies, with Iono's obviously being ridiculously oversized, pretty much as over-the-top as the rest of her, and they obviously both have colorful two-tone hair, but it's pretty interesting when you look at the differences between their hairstyles. And I don't just mean the length, because that could obviously just be because of extensions, but I mean the way that Penny's hair is a deep kind of dark red, while Iono's is a bright, vibrant pink. In addition to that, Penny's overall color palette is fairly dark and muted, wearing mostly grays and having gray eyes, while Iono has bright, loud colors and shining purple eyes. And before anyone brings up the fact that Penny wears glasses and Iono doesn't, you gotta remember that color contacts do exist. Hell, they've existed in this universe for the player character to use for the last several games now. It's almost like you're looking at a colored light bulb when it's turned off when looking at Penny. You know, dark and muted and kinda dim. And then Iono is like when that same light bulb is turned on and suddenly brightly colored and vibrant. And there's one more important aspect that we can look at to see that Iono and Penny are definitely connected. That being their names. Iono is obviously a reference to ions, which are atoms or molecules with a certain electrical charge, either positive or negative, determined by its number of protons and electrons. And I was trying to figure out how Penny's name could be connected to her streamer persona's name, Until I remembered that pennies, at least in part, are made out of copper, which is one of the best conductors of electricity in the world, so much so that copper has been used in electrical wiring since the 1820s, which fits so well for Iono being Penny's supercharged electric-type alter ego. The one real snag that I could see people bringing up with this theory is the fact that Penny is often seen with a bag based off of Eevee, a Pokemon who is definitely not an electric type and thus wouldn't necessarily fit with what Iono specializes in, but even super prominent trainers are allowed to like Pokemon that aren't in their specialty type, one of the best examples of this being Lance, probably the most prolific Dragon-type specialist in the entire Pokemon world, who almost never has a team in the games composed entirely of Dragon types. In fact, he often bolsters his team with Dragon-adjacent Pokemon, like Aerodactyl and Charizard. Not to mention that Eevee's not even necessarily that far removed from electric types, considering that one of its many evolutions is the electric-type Pokemon Jolteon. You know, there's always the possibility that Penny just likes Eevee because it's a really cute Pokemon. Could be that bag of hers that she's always seen with is just a comfort item, like Linus's security blanket or Jazz Fenton's teddy bear, Bearbird Einstein. In any case, all of this just adds up way too well for me to think it's a coincidence. The connections in their visual design, the connection in their names, the projection and expression and creativity that comes with being an online content creator with a fabricated persona, all of this has made me utterly convinced that Iono is merely the supercharged streamer persona of Penny, one that she uses to try and achieve her dreams of being a big-time content creator and a famous Pokemon gym leader. And hell, even if I'm wrong, it'd be fun to see Iono interact with other characters. Hell, she said herself she is always up for a collab. Like, I'm just imagining a scenario where Clara convinces Iono that it'd be a good idea for them to do a collab stream to help promote Clara's music album. I mean, come on, that knife copy of Crazy for Clara is not gonna sell itself, you know. But what do you all think? Have I figured out Iono's secret identity, or do you think I'm in danger of popping my shoulder out of socket from how hard I'm reaching here? Let me know in the comments below. Give this video a like if you liked it, subscribe for more supercharged theories like this one in the future, share this on your favorite social medias, and ring the bell so you always get notified when I upload. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video, friendos.